In the mountains of Chiang Mai province live a community of the Karen Hill tribe. Their village is situated on the Ping River, one of many tributaries of the Chao Phraya River, which flows from the northern highlands to the capital Bangkok and supports the agricultural and domestic needs of millions of Thai people. A combination of logging, downstream agricultural expansion and the creation of national parks is reducing the area of natural forest available to these upland minority communities. They in turn are responding by adopting more permanent field systems with emphasis on cash crops which require irrigation systems and the use of pesticides and fertilisers. Living in an upland valley, the land use systems of this Karen community have come under scrutiny from downstream lowlanders who've accused them of reducing water flow to their downland regions and polluting watercourses through domestic and agricultural use. In turn, this community looked to the Phaphuong tribal villages, even higher in the mountains, as the culprits. Stalemate and bitter tribal conflicts ensued, but a form of conflict resolution has been achieved when this community became river detectives.
What they're doing is looking after the quality of their stream and being river detectives for trying to find out if there are problems, and if there are problems, what are they and where are they.
Using a combination of simple science and local knowledge, researchers from the World Agroforestry Centre, known as ICRAF, have been working with this community to develop ways in which everyone in the village, young and old, can participate to assess the environmental impact of their own land use practices and those of people living further upstream.
There's been a lot of science done that shows that these aquatic invertebrates, mostly insects, have differential sensitivity to different kinds of pollutants. So that if people go out in their stream and try to collect as many of these as they can, then they can take the score of that set of insects that they find, and that will give them a good indicator of what the quality of the water is. Mayfly nymphs are, for example, quite high scoring because they're quite sensitive to many kinds of pollutants. And we know from the monitoring that's been going on in this stream for 2.5 years that the water quality is quite good.
Another aspect of the community-based monitoring is the weekly recording of stream flow, which is achieved by measuring both the depth of the water at the same point each week and surface flow velocity. Any fluctuations in depth or velocity forecast the likelihood of downstream flooding or, conversely, problems with water availability. The colour of the water is also an indication of its health. Any suggestion of turbidity or sediment could spell trouble ahead, perhaps from soil movement in cultivated fields. Each week, a litre of water is tested for purity and sediment content and is sent off to the ICRAF field office for analysis.
Before, we used to take a bottle of water to the doctor or health centre, but they were unable to tell you what the quality of the water was, and so people were concerned. But now, using these tools, everyone in the village can feel confident that we have the ability to test for ourselves that our water is good enough to drink and to bathe in, and that we are not polluting those downstream.
The villagers of Mai Chem thought it important to have an official record of their watershed area and its varied land use. Rivers, community forests and agricultural areas were defined in a hand-drawn map, and with ICRAF's help, this information was transferred to an accurate scaled map using satellite imaging. Having an official map has further helped to mitigate against disputes with neighbouring tribes.
People from outside, they came to their forest area to cut and grow the crop in their land. Yeah, so they use this map to show the people from outside that this is their land, this is their forest. They cannot do that in the area.
There are government policies about local communities helping to manage natural resources, and we hope that by bringing these things together and proving that we villagers can manage our resources, they will in turn include us in their decision-making and management.
Some of the higher level organizations in the state that are trying to begin management at a river basin level, for example, are considering how this kind of work can be supported in the long term and can be expanded to other areas.
In recent years, the hill tribes of Thailand have been scorned for their slash and burn agricultural techniques. But if this enlightened village is upheld as a role model, they'll be heralded as keepers of the environment, not destroyers.